Hello everybody, this is Frontal Bobbin here, and welcome back to Train Simulator 3, where today we'll be taking a look at the newly released Tehachapi loop. Yes, and that's the third time it took me to get that name right. Yeah, it's a pretty hard word to say, so yeah, I've got it right on the third try. So here we are then. But yeah, brand new route that was just released for Train Simulator 3. It's another American route. But it's a Western route. Yeah, we haven't gotten a Western route in a while. Or maybe we did. I don't know. But whatever. Either way, we have a new Western route. And yeah, it is the Tehachapi loop. And yeah, again, I apologize in advance if I mispronounced that word at any point in time in this video. I had to do this intro like, what, 3 or 4 times to say it right. So yeah, but here we are then. So yeah, new route. And quite a lot of interesting equipment actually. We actually have a pretty decent amount of equipment here in this route. And well, we're going to take a look at all of it in this video. And then of course, well, you know how these reviews go if you watch these videos. So, yeah, let's take a look. So with that being said, let's take a look at everything they get here in this route here in Trainz Simulator 3. So starting off here, we have this. We got some BNSF equipment. This is the BNSF-9 in the H1 livery. Yeah. I'm not sure if we had this before in a route or not. I don't know. Maybe we had the -9 before, but I don't remember. But either way, here it is in a new livery. Let's check things, and yeah, everything is good to go. Alrighty then. So yeah, brand new engine, or I don't know if it's new, but I don't know. I don't recall ever seeing this engine, this livery, so I don't know. This might be new. This might be old. I'm not too sure. You guys might have to correct me on that. But here we are then. But either way, here it is then, the BNSF-9 in the H1 livery. So yeah, the earliest of the BNSF liveries. I actually kind of like this livery. Actually, it's, you know, nice and simple, and actually kind of common on the BNSF system. Actually, I think they are. Anyway, I don't know. I actually saw a few of these while I was in Chicago last year. So yeah. Alright, that's the roof, and of course, take a look at the interior. And, yeah, pretty nice interior. Yeah, I don't recall if this particular... I think we have had variants of the -9 before here in Train Simulator 3, but I don't think we've had this specific one. I think this is actually the Pro Train one, actually, because I can see the, yeah, the details are very Pro Train-esque. So it's definitely a Pro Train product. Again, I don't remember if this was featured in the route. Maybe this was a standalone DLC at launch. I'm not too sure. Again, you guys have to let me know the history of this thing. But yeah, here we are then, the -9. Pretty nice looking cab as well. Actually, pretty nice all around locomotive. So yeah, a lot of detail. Alright, of course, do the horn and bell. Yep, come on, horn. Okay, pretty decent horn and bell. The horn quality isn't the best, and neither is the bell, but it's, I guess it's alright. So yeah, they have it then, the BNSF-9 H1. Alrighty, and now we have a bunch of the BNSF Gunners and Well cars. I think they're actually all the same cars actually, but the main difference is actually in the load. So we'll go through these one by one then. So first up here we have the BNSF Gunners and Well car Unit A. Yeah, this is the empty one. Yeah, they essentially have A units and B units, because A and B and stuff. Yeah, this is the A units, empty. And here is the B unit, which I think is pretty much the same. Well, yeah, pretty much the same, but of course there are some slight differences with it being the B unit. I think they might have a different rank number, different, well, different stuff, so there you have it. Alrighty, and I believe these are actually the same cars, but of course they are loaded. Yeah, so we actually have 4 different loaded variants. Well, technically 8 if you count all the A and B units. So this is the BNSF Gunners and Well car Unit A loaded 1. So actually numbered. So this is the this is A unit loaded 1. Oh, it has 2 containers. Then we have B unit loaded number 1. I think they're pretty much all the same, but obviously the loads are slightly different. Alright, so here's A unit loaded number 2. Alright, and B unit loaded number 2. I think I've had these well cars in previous routes. But I don't think we have these specific variants. I think these are new. So, yeah, nice to have. So here's A unit load number 3. Evergreen. I think that's the, wasn't that the ship that jammed at the Suez Canal some years ago? Maybe. And here's loaded, Unit B, loaded number 3. Alright. And here's A unit loaded number 4. And finally, here's B unit loaded number 4. Yang Ming, yeah, that's some Chinese companies we represent here. And yeah, so basically get a bunch of the Gunderson Well cars loaded variants, so you can make a nice long contention. Also get some empty ones as well if you want to just have empties. So yeah, so you then go a whole fleet of the BNSF Gunderson Well cars. Alright then. So up next, we have something that some Santa Fe real fans be pretty happy about. Yeah, we have the Santa Fe F7 Pro Train edition. Now, I should say this though, the Pro Train F7, this is actually not a new unit. Actually, the Pro Train F7 actually released about a year ago in multiple different liveries. However, for the first time ever, they have been included in a route add-on. Yeah, so we actually have 3 different variants. This is the first one that we'll take a look at. And I actually had previously reviewed the red one, which you see in the background there, but here's the first time that we're taking a look at the Santa Fe F7 Blue Bonnets. So yeah, there's the Blue Bonnet one. Like I said, it was previously... Actually, you could previously get this either standalone or you could get it in a pack with the other liveries. But like I said, the first one with these, this has been featured in a route, or well, they've been featured in routes. As you'll see in a bit. So yeah. Alright, so here's the A units. Yep. Alright, that's the exterior. Interior cab. I'm pretty sure the interior cab is the same as it's always been, but we'll take another look at it anyway just to get a refresher for those of you who haven't seen my previous videos. I have reviewed multiple F7s in the past, or variants, or F units, or B units, well, units with round fronts. So yeah. So yeah, you'll probably recognize this cab, but for those of you who don't, here it is then, and there you have it. All right, horn. Ooh, I like it. Okay, I think the horn build is actually different from the War Bonnet one. So yeah, nice sounding air horn, and old time steel bell as well. And of course, we also have the B unit, because what's the A unit without the B unit? Yeah. Yeah, Blue Bonnet, B unit. Alrighty then. And so there are actually 2 other variants, as you can see in the background, and we'll take a look at those in just a little bit. But first, just some ATSF rolling stock. First up, we have the 40-foot stock car. I'm guessing this is a livestock car. There's no livestock in it at the moment. I'm not sure if you can load it up. At all. You might be able to if we had the surveyor, but we still haven't got the surveyor after all these years. So yeah, so still not possible to load up wagons just in the setting up thingamajig. And now we have a trio of 50-foot box cars, ATSF. First up here we have 50-foot box car ATSF number 12223. These are pretty old though. Yeah, this one's kind of old and bad. I think the trucks are more recent. Yeah, but the box itself is as you can tell by the texture, is old and not that good. So yeah, I think this is just mainly used for cluttering up yards or something like that. You probably wouldn't use it on a train because it just looks awful. Up next we have the same box car number 12343. Yeah. And finally, number 12746. All right. Oh, the San Francisco Chief. And finally, we have a caboose. I think we have this caboose before. This is the ATSF CE-11 caboose, which has been featured in previous add-ons. This is not a new thing, but it's in this route. So there you go. So yeah, nice to have a caboose. Yeah. And by just as I have a pads view, No, it doesn't. Okay. That's a shame. But there you have it then. Up. Some more. Up. I don't know what's going on here. Actually, well. Yeah, it's like we into our next contest then. So, yeah, now some more BNSF stuff. So, this right here, this is the BNSF ES44AC in the H3 livery. Which, again, I'm not sure if we had this before in a previous route or not. But here it is either way. Yeah. It's 44AC. Pretty nice looking unit though. There's another, I think there's another Pro Train made loco. And yeah, it looks pretty nice. Alright. Interior cab. I think we have seen this cab before, but I'll show it again just for those who haven't seen it before. Yeah, there's the computer screens coming to life. Yeah, look at this. General Electric. No kidding. I know they still made locomotives. There's the rest of the cab. And there's the back. Alrighty then. Horn and bell. Alright, Peters and Horn and bell. I've heard these sounds before, so yeah. Well, there you go then. Alright, on to some more rolling stock. This is the Prox 20,800 gallon tank car, which we have seen this tank car so many times at this point. Yeah, I've lost track of how many other routes this tank car is in. Yeah, this tank car appears in a lot of different routes. So if you watch my previous videos, you'll probably recognize this thing. Yeah. Tank car. Yeet. Alright then. Right, next is the BNSF Bulk Hopper, which is a pretty old and bad looking asset, I think. Yeah, this is yeah, first time I've seen this asset though. I don't think I've ever seen this particular car before in a route, and this one kind of looks kind of bad, and yeah, so I think another thing that's just used for yard clutter. You probably wouldn't use it on a freight train because it looks kind of bad. And we've got some more 50-foot boxcars, this time some BNSF variants. This here is numbered 143716. Let's get a bit closer. There we go. Yeah, same as the ATSF ones, but of course, BNSF. Alright. Up next is number 714375. Alright. Up next is 722173. Looks like got some graffiti on it though, which looks pretty neat. And finally, 723358. Alright then, so this is more rolling stock just covered. Let's go over here. Just get the string. Alrighty then. So up next we have the ATSF ST40-2. Yeah, which is another engine that's been around, but I think the first time that it's been included around in this livery. Yeah, so we have the blue bonnet ST40-2, which looks pretty neat. Yeah, so yeah, actually kind of a throwback to the one we have over in the old Trainz games, you know, Trainz 1 and 2. But of course, this is not that. This is the new, or not. Well, it's the Pro Train variant, which is much better than the old version. So yeah, looks pretty good. Yeah. All right. All right. Interior cab. Oh, cab is the same old GP cab that we've seen a million times in this game. So yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah, same old cab we've seen 100 times. So nothing to see here. Alright, horn and bell. Oh, it's a bit quiet on this one. Yeah, horn and bell's quite quiet on this one, but yeah, there you go then, the blue bonnet S4-2. Alrighty, so up next we have a couple of very interesting cars. Yeah, these are the auto rack bi-levels. We'll start with this one. This is the auto rack bi-level TTBX in the in Union Pacific. Yeah, which is a bit weird because we don't have any Union Pacific content in this route, but here it is then. This looks like some sort of old style vintage sort of auto rack car though. Yeah, so it's a bit. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, I've never seen this before. So, yeah. Oh, I think this might be in the upcoming Santa Fe gameplay pack over in Trainz and Roll. It might be wrong though. I'm not too sure, but yeah. And here we have the same thing, but this time loaded with Impalas. Yeah, we have some Chevrolet Impalas loaded here onto this version here. Some 1950s Impalas. So oh, I think the road number got messed up on this one, but anyway. Yeah, so this one is very interesting because it's basically, if you put a bunch of these together, you're basically on a whole train of Chevy Impalas, which are all, of course, 1950s era cars. So yeah, I think these are actually meant for the F7 because in one of these scenarios, as you've seen a bit, you actually use the F7 for hauling these auto racks, which makes sense. So yeah, there you go. And finally, we have another caboose, and this is a new one I haven't seen before. This is the Caboose Santa Fe number 996549. So it's a little thing. Looks kind of cute. Yeah. Alright. And by any chance, does it have a pageant view? No, it doesn't. Alright, well, there you go. Alright, so that's pretty much all of the rolling stock, but of course, we do still have a few engine variants to look through. So this here is the ATSF SC4-2, but this one has a beacon light. Yeah, look at that. It's got a beacon, which flashes all the time. So yeah, you got a standard version with a beacon, which is pretty cool. Other than that, I think they are pretty much identical. But it's pretty neat to get one that's just standard and then one with a beacon light. Alright. Alright, interior cab. And cab is same as the other one. And horn. And horn bell same as the other one. Alrighty then. Up next, we have a rather interesting unit. This here is the BNSF ES44AC in the H3 25th anniversary scheme. Yeah. And I believe this delivery was actually over in the compass route over in Trainz Layer 2. But here it is now here on this route over in Trainz Layer 3. So it is the 25th anniversary special unit with a bunch of logos of the railroads that preceded the BNSF. Yeah. So pretty cool to have this unit here in this route. Yeah. Alright then, interior cab. And cab is pretty much the same as the other one, so I won't go through it again. And of course, do the horn and bell. And horn bell same as the other unit. Alright then. And now 2 more variants of the F7. So here we have the Santa Fe F7 War Bonnet, which I have actually already done a video on actually. Yeah, one of these actually first released as standalone add-ons about a year ago. I actually did a video on this engine. So you can see me driving it, check that video out. Yeah. It's pretty much the same though as when I last checked it out, but I'll give you guys a refresher. For those of you who haven't seen the you haven't seen that video yet. Oh yeah, Santa Fe F7. Yeah, and of course here's the B unit. And I'm pretty sure this is exactly the same as the standalone thing, but here it is either way. So the interior is the same, and is the window bell the same? Let's see. Yeah, horn bell same as the blue bonnet. Okay. And finally, we have the yellow bonnet F7. Yeah, which is another variant that I haven't looked on this channel yet, but here it is. Again, it's not a brand new unit. This like I said, this came out last year as a standalone thing, but here it is for the first time being featured in a route add-on. So there you have it. Alright, so there's the A units and of course the B units. Yes. Alright. And we'll check for the cab, which once again, cab is the same. And do the horn and bell. Which once again is the exact same as the others. And there you have it. That is every single loco and rolling stock here in this route. And actually, for a pro train route, you actually get a pretty decent amount of stuff. Yeah, you get a pretty decent amount of locomotives. And actually, I think all the locomotives you get are actually pro train engines. So yeah, typically they try to fill out the locomotives using like old ports from like from the down station. But yeah, here in this one, I think every single locomotive here is a pro train engine, which means that it's nice and modern. The sounds are good. It looks nice, and yeah. Although the rolling stock varies a bit more, but yeah, it's rolling stock, so there you go. So then let's take a look at the route then. So here is the coal mine. Actually, if we zoom out here, it's actually a linear route, which is actually not that big. But anyway, start here with the coal mine. Go along the main line, which is just well, it's a main line, which is pretty windy though. Yeah, there's some junctions and things and stuff. There's the loop itself, the where the route gets its namesake from. Yeah, more bendy bits to get to the end, which is also loop. Yeah, the western loop. And I guess you can go on loop and then go back up the route and yeah. Okay, where's our trains? Oh, there they are. Alrighty then, so there you have it. That is every single. That's everything get in this add-on. So yeah, now let's take a look at these scenarios and do some driving. Alright, so here are all these scenarios you get with this route, and as per usual, get 4 pre-scripted scenarios. Get the auto rack scenario with the F7. Get a boxcars and coal train scenario with the ES44 AC. And the one that we're doing today is the container train with the -9 units. And you also get 4 different scenarios as well. You get bad weather, nighttime, spring, and summer. And of course, there's the one I made for this video. And yeah, the scenario we're doing for today is container train, because we've never really pulled a container train here in Trainz Santa Fe. So yeah, that's the route container train. Every container train is waiting to pass the loop today. So yeah, not much description. So let's get to it. And here we are. Let's get a trio of -9s. Alright, so starting out here, I think this is the yard where we started the video, actually. Alright, yep, panning into the train. Alrighty, hello, your task for today's transport a length of concept container wagons to the customer using 3 BNSF locomotives, pay codes, and stimulants, safety, yada yada. Alrighty then. Alright, deliver all the wagons to the customer, and yeah, I'm starting here in the yard right to start the video. So yeah, here's the engines, and of course a long line of container cars as we saw at the beginning, and let's go. Alright, we're off. Nothing to do. So yeah, let's go. Alright, let's turn on the headlights. There we go. Alright, come on. This train's heavy though, isn't it? Okay. Alrighty, so we're going, yeah, delivering to customer. I'm guessing, we're just driving to the other end of the route. Alright then. So that's starting out here at the factory. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. But yeah. Here I put a nice little container train, which, like I said, I don't, have we ever pulled a container train like this here in Trainz Santa Fe 3? I don't remember ever doing it, but here it is. That being said, however, I did actually pull a container train over in Trainz Santa Fe 2 not too long ago when I reviewed the Econ Pass route late last year. But as far as Trainz Santa Fe 3, I can't recall the last time we pulled, or if we ever pulled, I don't know. Well, here we are doing it today, so yeah. Alright then, so the Tehachapi loop. Yeah, like it took me multiple times to say that word correctly, because, yeah, it's just a very hard word to say. But it's, yeah, I actually said it different way. I used to say it like, or Tehachapi, or I don't know, whatever, it's, yeah, I don't know, anyway, anyways, yeah, so, actually, that's about it. Yeah, so it's a Tehachapi loop. Yeah, I'm gonna revert back saying it the old way because it's just easier. Yeah, so this route's a bit interesting because one of the commenters actually pointed out that this route was actually released over in Trainz Santa Fe 2, and yeah, actually, this route actually did get a release over in Trainz Santa Fe 2, and I think I've got a couple requests to review the Trainz 2 version, but I didn't review the Trainz 2 version because I knew it would come to Trainz 3 at some point, and sure enough, it has. And something else that actually got something else that someone actually brought up in the comments is that they noticed a trend where routes that would be released for Trainz Simulator 2 would also then come to Trainz Simulator 3, and actually, that's actually been a thing for a while, actually. And actually, that's the reason why I actually don't make Trainz 2 videos that often anymore, because, well, here's the thing, right? This actually happened a couple times back in 2023, I think it was, where, so you may remember the California Sunrise route, and at first, the California Sunrise route released for Trainz Simulator 2. So, and I was actually quite intrigued to review the California Sunrise route on Trainz 2 because it had the Siemens Charger in it, as well as the infrastructure plan bi-level coaches. So that route came up for Trainz Simulator 2. It's like, ooh, Siemens Charger, I gotta check this out. And so I did a review on the Trainz 2 version. And then a couple months later, the same route came up for Trainz Simulator 3, and I was like, oh. And that was the thing, though, because the California Sunrise also came out for Trainz Simulator 3. I didn't want to review the Trainz 3 version so soon because it just came out for Trainz Simulator 2. You know, I would be making the same video twice, just on 2 different games. So, yeah. And then, later in the same year, it actually happened again with the Springfield Industrial route. And I decided to get the Springfield Industrial route for Trainz Simulator 2 because it had the Metro with M7 in it. And again, it then came out for Trainz Simulator 3 a couple months ago, so I had to wait a while to do the review on the Trainz 3 version. And because of that, that's the reason why I don't typically review, you know, Trainz 3 routes or Trainz 2 routes anymore. Now, interesting enough, though, I did also review the Horseshoe Curve route over in Trainz Simulator 2, and that was another route that was eventually released for Trainz Simulator 3, but at least there, I decided to review the Horseshoe Curve route in Trainz 2, because even the developer, though, actually said that the Trainz 3 version was coming for a while, and sure if he was correct, because I remember the Trainz 2 version of the Horseshoe Curve route came out in late 2023, and then the Trainz 3 version of the Horseshoe Curve route actually didn't come out all the way until late 2024. So at least there, that was a whole year gap. But I don't know, I just don't really know, like, I don't really have, like, the insider details on, like, interlocking. I don't have, like, the insider details on, like, what routes are coming out for Trainz 2 and then Trainz 3 and everything, so, yeah. So to make my life easier, I just choose not to review new Trainz 3 routes or Trainz 2 routes anymore. Because, like I said, they'll likely get remade for Trainz Simulator 3. Now, of course, I did review the Econ Pass route late last year for Trainz Simulator 2, but I did that because that was actually a viewer request. But I wouldn't be surprised if that route got remade for Trainz Simulator 3 at some point. Well, it might be a while, though, because that's a pretty big route, so it might be, like I said, it might be a while until we get Econ Pass here in Trainz Simulator 3, if ever. But yeah, like I said, it's been a long-standing trend of, like, routes getting released for Trainz Simulator 2 and then also getting released for Trainz Simulator 3, because yeah, they basically can make, you know, they can basically make one route for 2 games and then sell more copies that way, you know? Because obviously there are a pretty good amount of people playing Trainz Simulator 3 because it's the new game, but there's also still a lot of people playing Trainz Simulator 2 because, you know, I guess Trainz still has the server, so yeah. And that's why they're still releasing new content for Trainz Simulator 2, I believe, even though, you know, I've pretty much moved on from Trainz 2 because, you know, it's just old and stuff, so yeah. But yeah. And, oh, not to mention, the same thing also happened with Kicking Horse Pass as well. Yeah, Kicking Horse Pass that I reviewed, just last month, actually. Or, no, actually, no, it was earlier this month, actually. I don't know. But Kicking Horse Pass that I reviewed recently. Although, I think the Kicking Horse Pass for Trainz Simulator... Actually, no, when did Kicking Horse Pass come out for Trainz Simulator 2? I actually have no idea. Was it a long time ago, or was it only a year ago? I have no idea. But either way, yeah. Alright then, well, we're now about to turn to the open road then. Yeah. Alright. Alrighty then, so, it's supposed to be a little bit though, I don't want to speak too much. There we go. Speed is rather inconsistent. Okay, now it's 60. Okay, fine. That's pretty optimistic. Look at how sharp this corner is. Yeah. Yeah, now if we had realistic physics, the train would definitely fall off. Or fall over. And I think there's also a approach route as well. But one thing I've also noticed that the frame rate is actually pretty smooth, because yeah, because as you will know from watching the Kicking Horse Pass, you know, Bertrand likes to put a million trees in his routes, and it really bulks the frame rate down. But thankfully, this is a desert-based route. So yeah, I also got a freight train. Yeah, using the ES44 AC engines with the train of boxcars. Oh, got 2 of the 25th anniversary units though. I don't think that's realistic though. I think that there's only 1 in that livery. Okay, come on. Yeah, we're just not accelerating. That's how heavy this train is. I think I'm gonna stick it at 40 anyways because I know I could probably make some time up by going a little faster, but I don't really want to risk it because of how heavy this train is. Yeah. So always have a relaxing cruise. Alright then, so yeah, so here we have a desert-esque route, and yeah, we don't usually get desert routes here in this game. I don't think most of them are just green. So something, yeah, we got something a bit different. Yeah. That's right. Of course, this is another West Coast route, and I don't think we have that many West Coast routes here in Trainz 3 either. What's that noise? Oh, that's my chair. That's my old creaky chair. I was leaning back and I was like, what was that noise? I should probably know what that noise is. Yeah, I got an old chair. I should really get a new chair at some point, but nah, this old one's fine. Well, I said I can't really afford a new chair right now because yeah, I'm currently going through some financial hardship right now. But hopefully I can turn that around. I guess I'll use that birthday segue then into some life updates. I don't have much to say though, since the last video just came out, a week ago, and yeah, the good news is that there's not much going on. Like, again, as long as there are no more disruptions, I should be able to release a video every single Saturday for the whole rest of the year. But obviously I am still working in the background, though. In terms of YouTube, I'm not doing much YouTube stuff because I've been, well, basically trying to find other ways to make money. Actually, yeah, really the only YouTube videos I have time for these days is the gameplay video because these are easy to make. But in terms of like other YouTube projects, pretty much all on the back burner at this point. So yeah, I've actually been getting into some online money making methods and passive income methods. One of which has actually been getting into affiliate marketing, which is interesting because it's funny. Affiliate marketing was something I never thought to do because, or never thought much about doing because I thought it'd be too difficult because you have to build like a following. But thankfully though, thanks to AI, it's actually quite easy though to well, I could say quite easy. Well, it's easy according to some people on YouTube, but obviously I'll have to do it for myself and see how good it actually is. So yeah. But yeah, I've been working hard on trying to, essentially I'm trying to build a business here, trying to, yeah, build a business making passive income. And it's still early days, though, so it's probably going to be a while until I make some substantial amount of money. Yeah, I'll keep going at it, and hopefully eventually I'll start getting some results. But, at least for right now, I really can't afford much. Yeah, it's good that these train routes are quite cheap. Actually, actually, having said that, the this one actually the Tehachapi loop. Yeah, I'm gonna call it Tehachapi loop. This one actually costed the usual $5, and I only really get a new train route like what, once every 2 weeks or once every month. So yeah, so it's not that often I have to spend a little bit of money to get these routes to do video on them. So yeah. I also have a little bit of money for just some snacks and things, but on the whole, though, yeah. But like I said, I'm doing everything I can to try and make some passive income, and hopefully, maybe a month or two, or a few months, however long it takes, I'll eventually be able to make some big money, and hopefully change my life for the better. And if you guys are curious, I might just update you guys on how it's going through all these videos. Since in these game videos, I also talk a lot about just random life stuff. So yeah. Yeah, because if you're curious, if you're only curious about YouTube related stuff, it's pretty much just gonna be these easy pickings video for a while. Like, you know, the gameplays. I'm also posting some rail fanning content pretty soon, because the awesome video Liberty might be entering service pretty soon. Actually, I have several years of testing, and it's finally on the home stretch. But yeah, I'm pretty much just gonna be making easy pickings video for a while. Like, I'm not gonna be doing any big projects like say another, you know, like another Bullet Train Down video where it's like a big review, or, you know, no build test season for a little bit. Basically nothing that requires like a ton of time and risk going into it. It's just gonna be videos I can make within a day, and yeah, like this, like gameplays. And actually, it's funny, the easy pick videos are the ones that get the most amount of views anyway. So yeah, you guys really like these gameplays, and yeah. So like I said, I'm okay with making the gameplays, because like I said, these are easy videos to make. But yeah, like I said, something a bit more difficult though is gonna have to wait until I have some more time on my hands. Yeah, because like I said, all we have time for, like I said, is the gameplay stuff, and the rest of my time is being spent on trying to build a business. So yeah, it was like a tower that I was experiencing. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay, well, how long until we go through the loop itself, then? Oh, that's pretty cool. Look at the train snaking around the line. Yeah. I still don't tiny a little bit. Hang on, let's accelerate just a tad. Oh, got 25 coming up. Really? I don't like going slow. Unless that's the loop itself, so I just bang my hand. Oh, it's the loop. Okay. Alright, it's already halfway through this route. Yeah, this is not a big route, actually. Though, yeah. So, I guess I'll give you my sort of like thoughts on this route then. So like I said, this route is available for $5, which is the usual price. And so then I would recommend this route. Okay, well, the route itself is actually kind of bland. It's just a desert route. It was not much scenery, so, and yeah, there's not even that much traffic actually. So yeah, the route itself is just kind of meh, I guess. But you know, let me know if you would like this route. You know, like would you like a desert freight route or something? Let me know. Although the amount of rolling stock kind of makes up for it, because, like I said, every single locomotive in this route is a pro train made loco, which means that it's, you know, it's nice, it's high quality, it's got a high amount of detail, the sounds are pretty good. So you're getting a good deal, at least for a locomotive, and even the quality of locomotives is pretty decent as well. You get, you know, 2 different BNSF locomotives. You get the S4S2 and the War Bonnet, and you get the F7 in 3 different liveries, which is pretty neat as well. And previously the F7s were only available as a standalone add-on, but now you can get them with this route. And I believe all of this content though was previously available separately. I remember there was like a BNSF pack that came out not too long ago. So but then if you get this route, you basically get all this stuff in just one package, and you get a nice little route with it. So that's a pretty nice bonus. So you know what? If you're a big fan of BNSF or Santa Fe, or just, you know, this part of the network, then yeah, I could probably recommend this route just for the rolling stock alone, and I guess a neat little route. So yeah. But so let me know what you think. You know, would you recommend this route to somebody, or skip over it? I mean, like I said, it's $5, which isn't that bad. And considering the amount of locomotives that you get, or amount of high quality locomotives that you get, yeah. I believe now we're actually approaching the loop itself instead of having to stop for some reason. Yay. Yeah. But yeah. So, alrighty then. So the objective is to drive to the, I guess, deliver these container cars. But we're doing anything after that, we're just gonna just get there, and then that's gonna be the end of the scenario. Or are they gonna have us go back? I don't know. I guess we'll see. And yeah, there it is, the loop itself. All right. Oh, there's a yellow bonnet with a container train. Really? Okay, that's a little bit ridiculous. Why didn't you use the auto racks with the F7? Yeah, that looks kind of stupid. You're using an old locomotive to pull modern equipment. That just doesn't happen. Also, only a trio of units as well. We should have a quad, make it look more realistic as well. Okay, we're coming up on our stopping point, so I better start slowing down here because I don't want to overshoot and then I feel the scenario and everything goes wrong. It's so nice and slow here just so we can come to a stop because, like I said, with how heavy this train is, I don't want to take a risk. And we got time anyway because we have to stop and then wait for this guy to pass anyway. Yeah, I think we're stopping here so we can let this guy pass. So yeah, we got a lot of time so we can just go slow and stop when we get there. All right. Yeah, there's, I guess, the Cooper. We can see the tail end of our own train. Yeah. Just as long as this train is. Come on. Detach. There we go. Look at that. All right, let's get back to our train because we're actually let's get on the brakes. It's the normally the red light's right before the thingy. Okay, let's cruise a little bit just so we can get to the marker. Oh, come on. So I get to the marker. Yeah, we are crawling. And there's the other train. How about it? Again, I should have used the auto racks, though. Yay. Let's ready to stop here. Perfect. Alright, wait for the coming train to pass. Yep, that's what we're doing. Alright. Oh, it's green now. Okay, cool. Oh, well, we weren't even stopped for that long. Yeah. Alright. I was just see the other train up on the above track there. Looks like our own train. There he is. Look at that. That's actually pretty cool. Yeah. Alright, so let's go into a tunnel. Which of course takes the track. Yeah, isn't that an interesting sight? Yeah, you see that train above us? That's us. That's the back end of our train. Right next to the F7s. How interesting is that? That's we're gonna see it again here when we exit the tunnel. Yes. That gets into the free chase cam view. Come on. Let's accelerate a little bit. There. Ah, yeah, there's a whole train. Look at that. That actually pretty cool. Yep, we can see the tail of our train. Yeah. And we're back on single track. Going slow. I'll play with a little bit of speed though. Oh, marker's right here. Yep. I want to speed though. All right. So, something outside the window. Ah, nothing. Okay, I thought I heard something. Alrighty then. So here's the windy trek. Let's go with the windy trek indeed. Was there a train? Yep. Yes. So we only have 200 points out of 1,000, so I think it's another 500. Is it? I don't know. It's your mother. Oh, it's 500 points. Yeah. So I think we're gonna go in one direction though. Like we're just gonna get to the yard and then I guess drop off the wagons or something. Freight cars. I guess. I don't know. We'll find out when we get there. There's not much left of this route either. Actually, there's a pretty small left actually. Okay, we'll take that long though. Frame rate's off a little bit though, because of these trees. Yeah. I mean, thankfully the frame rate isn't that bad on this route because there's not much foliage, which is good. But yeah. But it's still a pro train route, which means there's still some foliage here and there. We'll go over a interesting bridge here. Well, a bridge. And person will be able to increase to 40 miles per hour. Yeah, we're taking the other trek. Okay. Okay, the point's already up, so yeah, I think we're just gonna get to the yard, drop off the wagons, and then, yeah. Alright. Well, I know I kind of already recommend this route, and like I said, it's got a pretty decent amount of rolling stock and stuff, but that in mind, let's see what the rest of the route looks like. And now we're checking out the other half of the Tehachapi loop. Alright, pretty soon we should be able to... I just realized something. If you zoom out, you actually can't see the entirety of your train, actually, I just realized. Yeah. So this train's actually really long. Oh. Yeah, there you go. Huh, so that's why our train actually looked kind of short at the beginning, because... Yeah, because of the draw distance, you can't actually see the whole train. Oh, well, the loop showed us our train, so, yeah. Okay, well, how long till we can accelerate? Because this is slow. Oh, we're almost there. Okay. Alright, once the back of a train press the speed sign, then we should be able to accelerate. That was even a 60 coming up. There we go. Alright, power up. Yeah. Alright. Still quite bendy though, yeah. Yeah, it's a bit unrealistic though, because you're going like 40 miles per hour through the corner, but you would definitely derail around, or at the very be a loud screeching from the flange. Which just reminded me of we don't have flange squeal in this route. Huh. I think we did in the Kicking Horse Pass route that I just reviewed. And this is a pro train route, so I guess it didn't transfer over. Or maybe we started development this route a while back and it's just now getting around to publishing it, so I don't know. Consistency. Alright then, how much is left to go? Okay, still a bit left. Yeah, we're getting there, but it's just going a bit slow. Yeah, 40. Okay, come on, accelerate faster though. Come on. I forget what 5% I had set when the before we start slowing down. So yeah, I should probably make note of that though. Come on. Are we not accelerating because of the grading, or just because I'm not using the throttle right? I just don't know. This becomes me a little bit though. If you're approaching the 60, I don't know how long that 60 is gonna last. Still got quite a few miles though. Alrighty. Yeah, I'm at full throttle, we're not really accelerating. Which, yeah, probably has to do with the heavy train on a grade. Although not really, the grade isn't that steep, I don't think. There's our train. Yeah, you can even see the distance. Yeah, the draw distance. Yeah. The draw distance on this game isn't the best. Or maybe it's just the mobile version. Yeah, because it's the mobile version, so it's running on a device which isn't as capable as a computer. And yeah, okay, now we're getting to 40, although should be getting to the 60 speed limit pretty soon. Like how we're sticking 39 miles per hour though. Yeah, full throttle, but like I said, gradientisms. Alright, come on. You made it 60. Oh, we're gonna have 25 pretty soon. I'm guessing that's the yard entrance, is it? Yeah, we're pretty close now. All right. Oh, remember there's a 40 coming up. Of course. Okay, then ease it down a little bit. 70? Yeah, about 70. Alright. Alrighty then. Nearly there. I was pretty safe for me at this point, though. Well, I think that's it. Coming up, yep. Alrighty then. There's the 40. Alrighty then. Well, that's pretty much the route. Got not much more for me to say at this point. Yay. Alright, yeah, one more. Oh, this was experience. You got going through like a rock climb. We're going quite fast through here. Other Mr. Pro Train tested this, so we don't derail. Alright, I start slowing down. Alright, so where are we pulling up? Alright, 6 seconds? Yeah. I got one more tone, and then okay. Actually, marker's on the yeah, it's over on the loop. So, where are we stopping? I have no idea. Oh, find out soon. I still took a bit of a while to traverse the entire route, though. I think if you were to stick to the speed limit, it'd probably take about 40 or so minutes or something. So that's still a pretty decently long route. You know, as long as say like the common paths from Trainz too, but it's got some length to it. It's pretty lonely route though. It's only single track for most of the route coverage. Oh, here we are at this industry. Oh, there's stop marker finally. Okay, so we're going in this direction. Okay. So we'll pass through that green thing and then we'll. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to expect here, because it's not really a regular freight yard. It's just a. I don't know what it is. It's a circle. It's a loop, but it's not the loop. It's an loop. Yeah, it's not the loop where this route gets its namesake from. It's a sausage loop. I don't know. Yay. We've been calling for a while though. Yeah. It's still a mile away to get to the stone marker though. Yeah, what is this? I don't know what this is supposed to be. I've never seen anything like this before, like a big loop at the end of a line. It's kind of weird. Oh, it has the portals. Yay. There's a couple cars over in the siding there. Well, I see a couple. There's more, but obviously we can't see them yet because of the draw distance limitations. Alright, there's another green marker. And there's the red stopping marker. There's the industry. Well, it's not really industry, it's just some buildings. We're going for a circle for a while now. Feels like an eternity. Oh, there's the lumber gunners and world cars here. Yeah, we couldn't see them, but now we do. That's quite a long train. That's some of the hoppers. So, the marker here at the yellow. I guess this is where we're gonna uncouple the cars and then pull up a little bit, and then that'll be the end. All right, come on. A bit more. Getting to be closer. And here we are. All right. Come on. There we go. Alright, and here we are. At wherever this is. Alright, now we do a couple of the wagons. Yep. Okay, go here. There we go. They've been decoupled. Okay, there we go. And now what? Yeah, we've decoupled the wagons. Are we just pulling up here now? Oh, going to that siding. Okay. Alright, so we're going to pull forwards. And then... Okay. There's no running lights, so it's got less weight, so... Hey, shorter stopping distances. Alright, we'll come to a stop here. And then back up to the marker there. Alright. Alright, I guess we'll just back up to the siding and then job done. Alrighty then. Yeah, there's our train, which we've now just dropped off. Go over to this engine here, because, yeah, that's the red light right before a turntable there. Yeah. Alright then. And that should do it. They're backing up. And there we go. Alright, and that, I believe, is job done. And yes, it is. Alrighty then, so hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in whatever I make next.